What is going on, everybody? This is Steve Sterling with Sentinel17 Gaming. Thanks for joining me for this video. I greatly appreciate it. Now, if you do enjoy this video, hit the like. If you know someone that might enjoy it, please share it with them. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have something to say, please leave it in the comment section below. Now, obviously, this video is about Far Cry 6, and full disclosure, I am a Far Cry fanboy, but to be fair, I'm not going to be pulling any punches in this video. I am going to be outlining a lot of stuff that should be improved with this game. Also, there might be minor spoilers. Not too much storyline spoilers, but there might be one or two in there. Just an FYI going forward, so you know what to expect, so you're not unpleasantly surprised if I reveal anything that you're not aware of regarding this game. With that being said, let's move forward. In Far Cry 6, there are button prompts to climb a ledge. Occasionally, there have been issues with the button prompts coming up, and of course, if a button prompt does not come up, you can't climb the ledge. This is not Dying Light, unfortunately. So it's something that Ubisoft still has to work on. There also was a game-breaking bug, almost game-breaking bug, in a certain mission where you have to defend the hotel. It slowed the game to a halt, and I actually had to reboot the game. Now, as you progress through the game, you're going to see this mission where you're defending a hotel against the bad guys. I'm not going to really go into what this particular mission is, but when you get to it, you may have issues. Just giving you a heads up, and I honestly thought that it was going to prevent me from finishing the game, which is aggravating to say the least. Now, as far as different gameplay elements, there are missions like hacking, the scramblers, that feel a lot like tower climbing missions that people really disliked from the earlier Far Cry games. Now, of course, Far Cry 5 kind of made fun of this, tongue-in-cheek, so I'm not going to make you climb any towers, but there is a mission in here where you have to climb scrambler. They're not really scrambler towers, they're scrambler stations, so it's not as high, but it still is kind of the same thing so that they can get a better signal. And for those of you that didn't like those, it's immediately going to be a turnoff. In this game, in order to build certain weapons and certain upgrades and stuff, you have to gather resources. And in that way, it kind of feels like Ghost Recon Wildlands, where you had to gather fuel and intelligence stuff for the rebels in order for them to have better assets at their disposal. So it does feel like Ubisoft kind of recycled this idea from Ghost Recon Wildlands for Far Cry 6. And it's not really a big thing, but for those that want this to be super original, or at least somewhat original, it may be offsetting to you. It may kind of piss you off. Not too much, but it's going to be something that you note. There are also notable similarities between Far Cry 6 and the Just Cause series. For example, you play as an orphan, whether male or female doesn't matter. You play as an orphan, and you have a former CIA guy help you to overthrow a tyrannical dictator in a Caribbean setting. Now, where have I heard that before? I mean, you're essentially a very skilled soldier that becomes a guerrilla that is working with a CIA guy, and it leans towards Just Cause 3 and, of course, towards Ghost Recon. Because in Ghost Recon, whenever you go to a different mission, the Green Berets will call the CIA handler Bowman, and she'll give him a rundown of the situation in that area. In this game, whenever you enter a new region for the first time, your character will call the leader of Libertad, which is the rebels, and she'll give you a rundown the same way Bowman did. So again, for people who've played Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's going to seem familiar. The Amigos are a cool concept. It's all animals, just so you know ahead of time, so they can't really snipe or flank enemies the same way that your human sidekicks could in Far Cry 5, just FYI. Also, there are a number of different ways to tackle the objectives, and there are different types of guns and different types of ammunition. You can go to a workbench and you essentially swap out whether you want these weapons to have soft target ammo, meaning people without body armor, it'll tear right through them, or armor-piercing ammo, which has a straighter trajectory, but may not be as damaging to people who aren't wearing body armor. Now, there are a number of different types of targets that you can take out, such as anti-aircraft, bases, stuff like that. And the different weapons, like the Resolvers and the Supremos, will actually help you tackle these in interesting ways. That's a good thing for Ubisoft, that they put these in there, because it does add a bit of depth to the gameplay, especially when, with one essential super move, you can take out an anti-aircraft gun, and it makes it a hell of a lot simpler. Anyway, Far Cry 6 is going to be a mixed bag for some, but for fans of the franchise, I do think you're going to enjoy it. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you're not following me on YouTube already, feel free to subscribe. Check out other videos on my channel, and follow me on Twitter at Sentinel17.